Script writing sort of happened to me. I've always loved writing in general and reading just as much. So after I did my masters at, in film and television and in writing, I was still, working in program development at Sony. At which time I was, my job was actually to interact a lot with writers who wrote for shows for the channel. And this is, of course, before the whole Saas Bahu thing took off, So, for instance, the show that I worked on at Sony from the beginning to the end was Hum Pardesi Ho Gaye. Has anyone seen that? Yeah, okay. So, even so, I mean, what I enjoyed about working on that was that, because it was a weekly show, you could actually spend a bit more time on it. Plus, you wanted to take on a subject which was important, to the country, but was not regressive in any way. But anyway, the time of that came and went very quickly. So part of what I was doing was actually working with writers. And during that process, I realized something. One is that television writers have it very tough because, you're under deadline all the time. Because most people don't make enough to actually just write one show. They're usually writing at least 2 shows at a time. And and then even at weekly shows, you're still having to deliver script after script after script. Now with daily shows, I have just no idea how they do it. Obviously they're not sleeping, or I don't know what they're doing. They're superhuman, because it's a crazy situation. So, but from my side, I wanted the best for the show, and what would come out of the script. So I would feel like I was pressuring them a lot, in terms of the kind of quality. And at some point I said, hey, maybe you're just a frustrated writer. So why are you taking it out on this poor person, who's not getting enough sleep and water in any case? So that's when I decided that it was that I should just write myself, and sort of explore that side. So the first script that I wrote, which is going to be the case for anybody who wants to write, more or less, anyone here, is that you write it for nothing. You write it for yourself. You have no idea whether it'll ever get made, whether anybody will see it, none of that. So I worked weekends and while I was at Sony, and wrote that first script. That first script has not been made yet, as it tends to happen. But it was a calling card. I could actually, send that script to somebody so they can see how I write, the way I see the world, how I see film. And that's what actually gives them the confidence that even if they're not doing that particular script, that they might give you another assignment, or delegate something else, or another project in which you can work. So the big lesson for that, I think, for everyone here is that, you have to bite that bullet. The first script, if you're going to write, has, there's no choice. You just have to put in the time and just write it like you're only writing it for yourself. And put your best foot forward, because that's your calling card, So that happened, and as Kartikeya mentioned earlier, Karan read it. He wasn't doing multiple films at the time, so he passed it on to Aditya Chopra, who was planning to do multiple films for Yash Raj. And he asked me to come on board and write, something else, not the one that I had written, but something else. And that didn't happen. Then we were doing another one, and then that was which was actually Kidnap, which could have pushed us, ahead, because Sanjay Dutt's dates were not there. So essentially, from the time that I started writing to the time that Fana released, it was 4.5 years. So even, which is another big lesson in all of this, is that just having the patience to stick it out, and not sort of putting all your eggs in one basket, saying that, oh, this is what I'm working on, so this is the one that's going to be made. It doesn't really work that way, unless, the person you're working with is producer and director, because then they have the money, it's something that they want to do, so they do it. But very often, in other situations, there are lots of gaps between the whole thing coming together. Still, I mean, so writing really is a practice in patience and perseverance, and also in actually letting go. That's the biggest thing that I can tell anyone who wants to write, is that you got to be really passionate and then really let go. So it's like giving up a baby for adoption, right? So you spend the 9 months and you produce that child, and then you're like, okay, now it's been adopted. Then you have to shut that door and not look at it again. So which is hard. It's not easy to do, but it's the one thing that would sort of help you maintain the most sanity. and just know that, that one film or one script is not the end of the world. That you always have scope and to be better, and to improve what you were going through and learn from your mistakes, as we all do. So that's really what happened, and then and then Fana happened, which was completely by fluke, because it had not even been meant. I didn't even mean to actually pitch it to Adi. It was a completely different thing that, and he just, when I told him a little bit about it, he loved it. And then everything happened, one after the other. We go to Amir Khan says yes in the first go, and so we're all like pinching ourselves, thinking we're going to have a heart attack and die, that what happened, how did this happen? But that's what happens, sometimes when something has to happen, it just, the most crazy things will align, and it'll happen. And when something doesn't have to happen, you can be struggling forever and trying to push it to make it happen, and it doesn't. So that's just a big lesson, that I've learned in the few years that I've been in the industry. And that's it. Once Fana happened, then everything sort of rolled from there. But so that would be sort of the big part of the journey. The rest is, once you have a film out there and it has met with some success, and appreciation, then you do have much better chances of landing the next job and the next job. But the thing that I've enjoyed the most in all these years is not only the creative interaction with with the crew that you work with, but the people that work in film, and you get to learn so much from them and their fields. But also the reaction of how audiences take in a film. The things they appreciate or they don't, or how they articulate it and they don't, or they don't. So that's been a really, really big learning experience, because finally box office is great, but what does box office really mean? Box office means that there's that many people that sat on seats, and paid money to watch your film. So, so when people say, oh, we don't care about box office, I tell them, it's like, really, then why don't you make a home video? Because finally, if a film is up for mass consumption and you're putting it in a theater, you're expecting people to put in their hard-earned 300 rupees now, to go and watch the film. It had better be worth their while, or at least try to make it. I mean, it doesn't always succeed, but you try to make it worth their while. So you don't, if you're making something that's only, meant for 4 people in the universe, then really a home video is better. So that would be sort of the long and short of the professional experience.